Hey everybody, welcome back to We Are Podcast Network. This is We Are Error Season 2, Episode 3, Shazam. If this is your first time checking out the podcast, thank you so much. Please go to your favorite podcast app, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, or iTunes, and give We Are Podcast a like. And if you get a chance, head over to our social media. All links can be found in the description. We're at Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at / We Are Podcast. With that said, on to the podcast.
We are Error.
Alright, Javi.
How's that? I'm gonna get all up in
Actually,
this
yeah,
thing.
you're really good. Why? Oh god, I've been drinking. I was like, why was I worried? I could hear you.
Stop
perfectly.
blaming the booze.
I wanna blame the reefer.
You want some reefer?
Don't blame the reefer.
Don't blame the reaper.
Don't blame the reefer. Cheers. Oh, so good though, Javi. So good.
Oh my god.
I've been drinking.
All right, fair enough.
Oh no! Uh-oh. I don't even know what's going on anymore. Oh,
We're talking
God.
about movies, video games, pretty much whatever the fuck we
Hey,
want to talk about.
I will start this. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the We Are Era podcast. This is Duck. I am here with
Jake.
and
Javi.
And ladies and gentlemen, what is the We Are Era podcast? It's a podcast we talk about movies, entertainment, and fucking Javi's mom. Oh, I'm sorry. Whatever we want to talk about. That's
My mom-
what I meant.
But that might include that.
Yeah.
My mom got diagnosed with dementia.
I'm sorry, dude. I didn't mean to bring it up.
Well, now you did.
Well, what y'all don't know is, there's no buying it back. Fuck it.
I'm kidding, Doug. I'm kidding.
I feel bad about your
You
dementia.
should.
Your dementia-ridden mother, who I'm gonna fucking rip apart. Oh my god.
Why do you feel bad? It's like she's going to remember this conversation.
I'm gonna talk so dirty to that bitch. His levels are really high, and I've been
Jesus.
drinking. Right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to talk about you guys ready for this? Movie news!
Moving news. Do Willy
I
Wonka.
love the fact that we've created our own little intro for that. That really
that's
makes me
awesome.
happy.
Make it happen. We gotta get somebody on the Beats machine on Fruity Loops.
Yeah, Fruity Loops.
Never understood that program.
So here we go.
Just follow your nose. You'll get it.
Follow your nose.
All right, first trailer for The Joker came out last week. What did we think about the Joker trailer, the Joaquin
Amazing.
trailer?
It looks incredibly dope.
It looks awesome.
Yeah. So you guys like the gritty taxi driver kind of take on that bad boy right there?
All of it, and also you got glimpses of Robert De Niro in it in front of the Tonight Show curtains like Johnny Carson, but that's also, I think, a veiled reference to The King of Comedy. Where,
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was Rupert Pupkin, another Scorsese flick, which isn't Scorsese helping produce it.
He was, and then he dropped out, but I'm sure he was
I
far
think there's a
enough along.
bunch of influence from it all.
Absolutely.
Though. Yeah,
Like I
yeah.
said, the taxi driver, what's it, Robert Bickle? What's his name?
Travis Bickle.
Travis Bickle. Why do I think it was Bobby Bickle? I guess it just sounds good alliterate.
You think of Bobby De Niro?
Yeah, well, that's
so
Bobby
yeah.
De Niro,
If
yeah.
it were written by Stan Lee, it would have been Bobby Bickle.
But there's a lot of that in there. You can feel the taxi driver kind of vibe to it, but also crazy cinematic, beautiful trailer.
Oh yeah,
Dour.
It was very
down.
artsy, and I really liked that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it totally feels like an art house film. It feels like what Batman Begins kind of was going for.
Dude, I'm not kidding. When that trailer came out, I was talking to a friend of mine. I was like, "Dude, this is like an art house movie."
yeah.
So I was like, "Nice."
Who was this friend that remains unnamed? I'm just trying to figure
Oh.
out. You're like a friend of mine, but I don't want to tell you who it is.
Also,
Oh, look, he doesn't have a friend. Did you see that fucking pause and like think about it? Oh, it's fine,
Either
Bobby.
way, I really like the
You
fact
told
that
yourself that
it seems
you watched
completely
it in
different
your head, and you told
from
yourself
any comic
this is
book
like an
movie
art house
that
movie.
has
And then I was
been
like,
around.
yeah, this is like an art house
talking
movie.
to your Tyler Durden?
Yeah.
no.
Who are we speaking with right now?
We found out so much truth right now.
Who are we speaking with?
Who is this? The 9 personalities are we
Yeah.
speaking to?
Is this Deborah?
Yeah,
It's Deborah.
Deborah, you had. Yeah, it was fucking
Oh.
amazing looking.
But I'm Deborah, so you think I'm hot then? So
Oh, my bad.
maybe I'm not the gay one.
Whoa.
You bitch. You bitch. To that, I will say, fuck you.
Ooh,
And
that
also-
insult or an offer there, Playboy.
Damn it, he got me again.
I thought you weren't
Fuck.
gay.
Yeah. Thank you, Jake, for the save. Yeah.
it was Gay Tuesday. Everybody knows
Gay
that Tuesdays are
Tuesday?
Tuesday.
You know what? If we literally, like, if you had to tell a girl, like, hey, I gotta go hang out with the boys and go see Shazam on a Tuesday, be like, you fucking faggot.
Yeah.
Lots of, like I said, taxi driver references. It felt like that. I think he's gone for Oscar Gold. What do you guys think?
I think that he's trying to make a comic book movie like no other, and if it so happens to pick up some noms along the way,
All the better.
yeah. So I heard that he got input, like they shot it, they were rewriting the script as they shot it. You know, like every day they would like get together, rewrite the scenes that they were doing for that day,
Right.
and then go for there. So it was like a collaborative effort from everybody that was involved in the movie. So I think they just tried to make the best film that they could have. In that sense, yeah, to me it looks like it could get Oscar noms, but I mean it's still too far out. So I don't know. Todd Phillips doesn't have the best.
Do you think this is a standalone? Do you think this is the idea that the extended universe that never existed legitimately does not exist?
Well, I think you had a good theory about what could have happened, how these
Fuck
Jokers
yeah, better
could have-
happen.
Yeah, how these Jokers could have tied together, and I like to entertain that idea.
Yeah,
I
these-
think they want you to
It's
think that
actually
it is a standalone, but it would make total sense that it all tied together.
That theory's actually gaining momentum.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
More and more.
DC has said there's 3 Jokers.
Yeah.
Whenever Batman sat in the chair and gained his wisdom, he was like, you know, who is the Joker? And they're like, well, there's 3 Jokers.
Yeah.
And that idea in the DC Extended Universe, which once again does not exist according to DC, I think they need to do that. I think that'd be badass, and I think people are ready for that. And like you said, it's gaining momentum. People want that to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Arthur Fleck.
It's Batfleck? Arthur Fleck?
Wait, what's that Joker's name?
Yeah,
Arthur Fleck.
His name is.
So it's Arthur
it's
Fleck.
A.
Yeah.
Fleck.
Yeah. Think about that. I literally thought that the first time I heard it. I was like, is this a fucking play on Affleck? Is that what it is? Is it a meta fucking thing? Alright, on to the next thing. How do we feel about Akira? You guys fans of the 1988?
Oh, fucking A.
You're a fan?
Hell yeah.
Jake?
Never actually watched the whole thing all the way through.
See that?
You definitely got to sit through it.
Yeah.
I could totally see that, because
I've
it's
seen some
either...
decent parts.
It's polarizing. There's no middle ground.
There
with it.
really, I agree with you 100%. There really is, and I love it. But I've only ever seen it twice.
Yeah.
But that nightmare sequence with the teddy bear and the car and the fucking so good. And that's what the thing is. The animation is so amazing that it just takes you.
It was so
and it-
fun.
and
You
cap-
can think about it, that shit was animated in the 80s, and if you look at anime in the 80s, it really wasn't that great. It really fucking took that shit and took
it's
it
next
miles
level.
ahead of where it is.
It's
today.
next level. If you watch it even now, you can see how amazing that is.
It still holds up.
Yeah, I think the ending is a little bit confusing still to this day. And the news is the director of it, they've been working on this for 15 years with Leonardo DiCaprio's production company, is going to be Taika Waititi, who is going to be directing the live-action version of it on the heels of Ghost in the Shell and the Battle Angel.
So yeah, that's
wait.
what I was thinking. Okay, so the Ghost in the Shell live action totally sucked nuts.
Wasn't good?
No.
No.
Was Scarlett Johansson?
Yeah, I didn't
Even
see
the
it.
anime was boring.
Yeah.
And the movie was even more.
But-
Well, a lot
just
of
saying.
people say it's the precursor to The Matrix. They saw that and they just stole that idea from The Matrix from that. But with this, he's going to take more inspiration from the manga than he is going to take from
So
the
now,
anime film.
the manga for the Akira series has 5 chapters, and each chapter is different.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder, are they going to be doing like the Akira chapter? Like the whole thing with Tetsuo and all that shit? Or are they going to be doing different characters from different stories?
Well, here is the synopsis. When a young man's telekinesis is discovered by the military, he is taken to be turned into a super weapon, and his brother must race to save him before Manhattan is destroyed by his powers. So, no longer is it going to be a biker gang. No longer is it going... I didn't know if they were related in the original one, but they're going to be related now. And he's going to be a bar owner instead of, like I said, the leader of a biker gang. So they're changing a lot of
That's
stuff to
kind
make
of
this.
stupid.
But once again, you got to westernize it, man. A lot of people can't handle that. I like the idea of the biker gang.
Yeah, what? Westerners can't handle biker gangs?
I guess. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there'll be bikers and at the bar. Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe it's a Hell's
I mean,
Angels type thing.
with the right director in a Mad Max setting,
It's
it could be pretty
Taika
badass.
Waititi.
Yeah, it's probably going to be
Then,
really good.
then let Taika Waititi do what he does best. He
which
was
is
great.
vampires. Because I finally watched What We Do in the Shadows, and it was awesome.
Amazing, right?
Fucking
so,
genius.
So fucking good.
Hilarious, dude.
Yeah.
My favorite part was probably whenever he's doing the sexual dance. He's like, I'm doing a sexual dance
But
with
my friends, I was killing it.
Dude, I love that. And then when they're chasing down the guy in the hallway and all 3 of them are like coming at him, I was just like laughing.
My favorite part was like, he's like, I just leave it to do my dark bidding. Well, what are you bidding on? Bidding on a table?
Yeah.
Have you guys watched the new version on FX yet?
No.
Is it out?
I was like,
Pretty good. I liked it. I watched both back to back. I've never seen the original, and then I watched the first episode of it.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is the same vibe. I can kind of see what they're going for. Same sense of humor. I liked it, and it could be totally in the same universe, is what I kind of like about it.
Because they're America in the series.
And then it's 3 completely different characters, plus his, what's it called, familiar, who was trying to... So it's funny. I'm excited about seeing the rest of it. And I bet you eventually they tie them into the movie. Imagine, because it is Taika Waititi and Jermaine Clements who made it. So.
Producing. So good.
All right, Will Ferrell and Adam McKay are going to end their partnership following Holmes and Watson flop.
Yeah.
13
years. I just
years.
had a feeling that shit was going to flop. You know what? Will Ferrell's been acting really weird in these movies lately also, and he was like really eccentric and effeminate is the way he came across in this fucking movie, and it was just like, it just didn't work with him and John C. Reilly. I don't know.
I feel like most comedians, most actors like that have 5 to 10 years anyhow.
Yeah, they sizzle out. They lose that flavor.
Because there's only so much you can do once you've ran through all your
You can't be
material.
going back to the well that many times.
Yeah.
Will Ferrell has started a Ron Burgundy podcast. Anyone who can last 20 to 30 years in an industry like that, that's fucking impressive. Because most people get 5 to 10 years.
Right.
So eventually it was going to happen. I would like to see him turn to more dramatic roles. Because
Like
I think
Sandler?
he is. Well, Sandler did a couple dramatic roles, but he mostly reins it in. But that's funny you brought him up, because Adam Sandler is going to host SNL soon for the first time since he left. 25 years after him and Chris Farley were fired from SNL, he's going to actually host, and that's going to be on...
It's his first time hosting.
Yeah.
First time hosting since he left. May 4th. Ooh, that's the same day as we probably get the Star Wars fucking trailer.
Oh.
May the 4th be with you.
May the 4th.
Dude, I hope they,
He's
number
right.
one, do a parody. Number two, I'm going to watch that Sandler SNL. I'm kind of excited about it.
Oh, yeah.
I think Adam Sandler, for me, I mean, that's a mainstay of, like, my comedic
That is,
personality.
well, yeah, that was my childhood growing up.
How many times have we listened to the albums?
Still listen to the albums. Yeah.
Those albums are so good.
Yeah.
And his, like, weird sense of humor, actually, I think it did feed us in a lot of ways.
Oh, yeah. It
And
definitely resonates with me.
Yeah, it became a little bit, like you were saying, a little bit dry after a while. People have their period of time. But, like, even that Netflix special, that was good.
Yeah.
And that ending was fucking killer. The
Yes.
tribute to Chris Farley.
Right.
Oh, yeah, it got me going.
All the
Did
tears.
it make you guys cry?
Oh, God.
And speaking of which, the documentary, I Am Chris Farley, god damn, that's a gut punch, isn't it?
Yep.
That's a hard watch. But yeah, so whenever that comes out, I'm excited to see
Did you
it.
see, like, what I was talking about when I painted on his face during the Letterman interview? How he's like...
Oh, yeah.
And Letterman's like, you know you're going to be a big star. You're
What's
gonna be
fucked
huge.
up is you said that, and then I watched it, and then I thought of you saying that after. I was just like, oh, he's fucked. That explains everything. He was so young. How old was he? Like 32, 33?
Like 33, 34, yeah.
Jesus, man, he was young when he passed.
Yeah, he was 33.
Ah, God, it's sad. Anyhow, but on to Star Wars news, because May the 4th. Ryan Johnson.
Fuck you. Fuck him. Fuck fucking Kathleen Kennedy. Fuck Ryan Johnson. Let's make this number 9 worthwhile.
He doesn't care if Star Wars 9 retcons The Last Jedi.
Good.
That is what he
Nobody
said.
does. Everybody cares if it's not red.
You know, at this point, he's just acting like the kid's like, that's cool. I didn't want to hang out with you guys anyway.
I got my own trilogy. Mommy got my own trilogy. I can make my own
I like your impression because imagine him over in the corner in the sandbox with his little Luke Skywalker and Vader going, we're not getting it wrong. It's over, Ryan. Eventually, they're going to cancel his trilogy.
Ugh.
Yeah, with that said, though, what do you guys think now that they have Fox and Disney has merged? Do you think that they'll do the fanfare at the beginning of the movie?
They better.
Dude, what's stopping them? And what's stopping us from making petition that they do that? Can we go to change.org and do this?
Probably. Let's do it.
We fucking need to do it.
Yeah.
That is part of the intro, so much so that John Williams composed the Star Wars theme in, like, B minor, I think it was.
To match the key, so whatever.
The bump, bump, brum, bump, bam, brum,
That's
bam,
cool.
bam, bam.
Yeah.
Dude, they need to do it, right?
Awesome. Because
That is part of Star Wars, right?
Oh, yeah. It's definitely part of Star Wars.
Like, we talked about it previously. It sets the stage. That is the preamble to what Star Wars is. And the fact that it's been missing in the last 2 movies, I think it makes a difference. So much so that we debated whether they would have it. Now they own it. Why wouldn't they put it back in? I think that's how, the first night that it comes out, if we go see it, and before it starts you hear bump, bump, brum, bump, and you hear it, that sets the stage. That buys you so much fucking goodwill to begin with.
Yeah, that is going to be a very good start for that movie.
All right. Also, the Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad.
This is good.
Idris Elba is not playing Deadshot.
Oh.
Yeah, he's not. He's playing a different character.
He's playing Harley Quinn.
Yes, he is going to be wearing the tighty tight.
Is he playing the Bloker? The Black Joker?
God, I hope so. So basically, I guess the script was written for him to be Deadshot, but because Will Smith didn't do anything wrong in Warner Brothers' eyes, they're going to allow that character to be changed to a different character. That's what. So instead of taking Will Smith,
I hated the movie anyway. So what the fuck do I care?
it's James Gunn.
Yeah, bro.
It's probably going to be good.
I thought he was doing Guardians 3 now, or he's got to do this first.
He's doing both. So the question is, if he's not Deadshot, who do they change that character to?
Black Vulcan.
He's Amanda Waller.
Oh shit! You know what?
She's coming back though.
No,
She's coming back. Captain
Viola Davis.
Boomastang is coming back. So who's it going to be? Fuck it, the bloker, like you said.
Yeah.
Come on, bloker. But evidently they're changing the script. I'm sure James Gunn will be dropping out of that production any minute now to focus on Guardians of the Galaxy 3. All right, my last bit of news. The Rock says Black Adam movie will shoot in a year. So, I just want to add that in because we went to see Shazam! Shazazzled! And we're going to talk about that. So, Black Adam will appear. Spoiler warning, he definitely does not appear in this fucking movie. At all. Period. Done. I didn't see
Are we
Black
going
Adam.
right into Shazam now?
We're going into Shazam. Y'all ready?
For this.
We saw Shazam! Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we share Shazam! And I'm going to tell you right now, I was a huge fucking fan of Shazam.
That was very Dana Carvey-ish of you. We shall Shazam!
We share Shazam!
Or as we're calling it, the real Captain Marvel.
The real Captain
Fuck
Marvel.
you, Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Shazam's the real Captain Marvel. This movie was a fucking blast.
It was fun.
What you guys think? Jake, Javi?
I thought it was a good movie.
Yeah.
Well acted. The action was good. It was just an overall.
It was
movie.
fun.
And
Probably
funny.
one of the better outings that DC's had.
This was a throwback to 90s fucking comic book movies in every way, shape, and form. It's an origin story that doesn't rely on anything else that was built towards it. It was fun. It had a 3-act structure you probably could have guessed, except for that final act, which I didn't see fucking coming.
Yeah, me either.
Not from a mile away.
Fucking awesome.
And they were building towards it the whole time, and
Yeah.
I was thinking, what the fuck? And
Yeah.
by the way, just spoiler warning. So yeah, I really enjoyed this. And there's faults in it. There's parts of it where you're just like, okay, that's
Right.
a lot of exposition for no fucking reason.
Right.
The villain is stereotypical villain. The demons he calls out of him are the 7 deadly sins. They look very stereotypical.
Very stereotypical.
I was like, the whole time I'm watching them, like, they look like clay figures that came to life or something.
You see what they should have done? They should have done how Full Metal Alchemist did it for the 7 Deadly
The
Sins.
one that was the glutton. Did you see how
The
it
big old guy.
Remind me of a fucking Ghostbusters fucking
Actually,
monster.
Yeah.
You know?
But this started kind of from the beginning, though. So the movie begins with multiple flashbacks. At some point, I was just like, what the fuck is going on? Like, this is a flashback heaven. Because it flashbacks to the villain first being offered the Shazam.
So, I could tell immediately after that point, after he was sent back, after, like, he
Well, that's
picked up
the villain.
grab for it, I was like, well, I think we just found out who our villain
I
is.
can just say,
Right.
what a dick
Yeah.
that Shazam was. Like, you're going to bring a kid in here, they're going to chastise him for not picking correctly?
It's
Get
the same
fuck
thing
out
with
of
Willy
here.
Wonka bringing them into the chocolate factory and then they can't have the fizzy lifting drinks.
serious.
Fuck that. Charlie fucked up and you get nothing, good sir. Nothing.
I said good day!
I said good day!
But that was the whole thing. Like, he really did fuck with that kid who's been bullied by his dad, by his brother. He just wanted a little bit of power.
You cheat to him now, you're just another fucking asshole of guys that treat him like shit.
Exactly.
Right.
So the villain, I felt like that created a sympathy towards him. Plus, I turned to Javi, because Javi was up. I don't know if you were upset, but like, there's a crash at the beginning of the movie. And I'm dead silence in the theater. I'm over there going,
You supposed to
yeah. Because I was just like, this is funny. Because I didn't know what to expect out of the movie. I was like, okay, either this is ridiculous and stupid, or it's going to be a good ride. Thank God it was the second one. But
Yeah.
that whole beginning, it was the fathers yelling at him and berating him, and the brothers from the same thing. I was just like, yeah, fuck this guy.
Right.
You better get hit by the car. Fuck
Right.
this motherfucker.
Enjoy your phone!
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I felt sympathetic towards the villain at that point.
Yeah.
And then they cut to a scene where the mother abandons the son in a crowd of people, and I was like, damn, this movie's taking
pretty
some
brutal.
shitty parents all around.
So after that, though, Jake, we wanted to talk about this movie is not afraid to kill people.
Yeah.
And they do it a lot.
So whenever the bad guy first goes into the office to confront his dad,
yeah.
and he just like he asks his brother to look at the magic 8-ball to see if he's worthy or not, if he can beat him, and he's like, "I'll tell you what," it already says how it looks not so good. Just whips his ass out the fucking window in a high rise, and everybody's like, "Oh my god!"
The reaction was what made me so happy. Was
Yeah,
everyone was
dude,
literally
like everybody's
terrified.
like, "Holy shit!"
And then on top of that, he releases the 7 deadly sins.
Yeah.
And the one chomps the
Rips
guy's
the
head
fucker's
off.
head off.
Now, I want to bring this up. Even before that, whenever I think the villain went back to see the Shazam, the first time, Black Shazam, Zam, or whatever you call him, and he's looking at
Jaimin Hansu, or I guess it was Korath the Pursuer.
Yeah.
I mean, that's who he was.
Is that
in the
who
other
it was?
Captain Marvel.
So the bad guy goes later to see him, and he basically kills him, but he throws the bad guy. I swear to God, there was a retarded guy who got up with his person who was taking care of him. He goes, "You don't bring me to movies!" And he stomped out of the fucking theater.
Shut up.
And I didn't know if you guys heard it or not, but
No.
he was stumbling up the steps, and he's like, "You don't bring me to movies!"
Oh my God.
Because he was terrified. So in my head, I was like, number one, that's hilarious. Number two, is this movie too scary for kids? Was it?
No.
It took a lot of
Maybe.
chances.
Well, if the kid's
in
a
the beginning.
fucking twat, then maybe.
Well, it was
Whoa.
too scary for that guy.
Yeah.
You calling him a
Calling
twat?
him a twat?
You know what?
Bring him
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
Fuck you, hubby.
Well, we just happen to have some tards and some twats.
Yeah.
Tardy
Retwat.
twats.
You call him the retwat?
But I didn't know if you guys heard that or not. Because
No.
at first I
I
looked
was-
over, this guy looks completely normal. But then I realized what was going on because I worked with the disabled for a long
Right.
time. And you just see this woman like walking out looking a little bit frustrated, and he's berating her. He's saying that, "You don't take me to movies." But like I was like, why is that boyfriend berating her? Oh, he's retarded. That's
Yeah.
why. Fucking hilarious to me.
I can't help but think of the
I
Jim
would've
Jeffries
lost
joke.
my
Like,
shit.
Wait,
do you
what?
think when retarded people come, they look normal? You ever remember that?
Yeah.
Jim Jeffries. He's like,
Hey everyone, it's just Duck jumping in here real quick to say thank you so much for checking out the podcast today. If you're enjoying it, please head over to your favorite podcast app, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, iTunes, and give We Are Podcast a like. And if you get a chance, head over to our social media. All links can be found in the description. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at /We Are Podcast. And if you're enjoying the podcast today, please share with your friends. It's the only way we can grow this network. With that said, back to the podcast. So, anyhow, was the movie too scary for kids?
no.
I think it harkens back to that 80s thing where fucking scare the kids.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Yeah.
We were scared all the time. Temple of Doom? Fucking terrifying.
Really?
Yeah,
Fuck
dude.
yes.
Kalima!
God
Pulling out the
damn,
heart
dude,
and
whenever
shit,
you
dude.
ripped out the heart, that was like
Last
the
Crusade
scariest-
was that for me. Last
Eating
Crusade.
the fucking monkey brains and shit like
Oh,
that.
what? Whenever his face melted away after drinking from the wrong cup?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Awesomeness. Scare the kids. What made me happy was when the assistant went and touched the Shazam door and she fucking melted away to dust.
Oh,
Your
yeah,
laugh
that's what I
at
was
that
going to say.
scene was
Dude,
awesome.
man, she fucking
Yeah.
just incinerated from the inside out.
Yeah.
That was fucking
That
dope.
was great. And he's
Yeah.
just standing there like, Shh, seen worse.
It's like, bitch, I told you magic was real.
Yeah.
Why you hitting shit you don't know nothing
Yeah.
about?
How dare you
If
smack
you
that?
wouldn't have fucking thrown your hands on the door like that, where I clearly have some fucking hieroglyphs written out like it's something special.
Don't touch my stuff.
Yeah, it's a little hard to be sympathetic to that fucking bitch.
With that said, the villain, I thought he was pretty good. He was a bland villain, but I think that guy had enough charisma.
I like Mark Strong,
Mark Strong
anyways.
was
Yeah, I mean, he was Merlin in the Kingsman series.
Archie
he was,
and Rock and Roller.
he was the bad guy in Kick-Ass, the first one.
Yeah, dude.
That's right.
Yeah, I thought he was great. I think he had a lot of charisma, and as a villain, yeah, after a while he was just a bland villain, but he was still fun to watch. He was bringing a lot of cool shit.
Well, okay, so the scene towards the end, whenever they're having the showdown and he's
The
talking
monologue.
and he can't hear him, yeah.
I can't hear
He's
you.
like, what?
They're
just like-
they're like 100 yards away in the middle of the city, and he's trying to monologue, and Shazam's just like, dude,
Yeah.
the traffic.
You're way down there. There's cars and sirens. I can't hear you.
Well, let's talk about that. Zachary Levi, was he good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he fucking killed it, actually.
Do you think the kid who played him, who looked like Arya Stark but a male version?
Yes, I
Yes.
was like, this kid looks like Maisie
Totally.
fucking
Yeah,
Williams.
I kept thinking that. But the dichotomy of the difference between them, did you buy that as a single person at all? I didn't really buy that.
No.
I bought Adam Brody as
Yeah,
The
okay,
cripple
so
kid.
yeah, Zachary Levi, I think he did his part right, but the kid that got to play Billy Batson didn't seem like
Male
that.
Maisie
He
Williams.
did, okay, so whenever he was Billy Batson, he didn't act like Shazam acted like.
Exactly.
Okay, so he wasn't like, oh, this is cool, or whatever else. Like, he's so excited about everything.
He was more stoic, and he was more just like, I'm too cool for
But,
this
you know, maybe that's because whenever he is Shazam, he's more like, whoa, fuck yeah!
Like, to be his real self.
Yeah,
maybe he feels
enamored, elated,
Yeah, he's
everything.
juiced
So
at that
he's like,
point.
fuck yeah! And he's just able to indulge in everything. But
How
yeah,
about-
they didn't correlate very well for me.
How about the foster home setting? That whole thing that they built up, being a foster child in a home with a quilt of many colors. Like, they had one of each. It was Pokemon. They were collecting one of each. I was like,
definitely.
okay, that's interesting. But I kind of liked it.
It was like an episode of Family Guy.
I bought it.
Yeah, I kind
I
of
really
liked
did.
it. The kids I thought were cute and adorable. That little girl was so cute.
She
I've
stole
seen
the
her
stole
before.
the show
Oh my
every
God.
time she was on screen.
Yeah, I don't know what she's from, but like she is the cutest
She's
little
fucking
girl with big
adorable.
glasses. I was just like the whole time she was like, "Don't hurt her. She's adorable."
Yeah.
And then how she knew the secret and she kept the secret. I'm
Yeah,
just
that
like,
was great.
Oh,
what a
dude.
reveal, too. Because she did stay quiet the entire time. She was in many scenes after that.
And you kept thinking she was gonna blab because they set it up. I mean, typical writing.
Right.
They were just like, she can't keep a secret at all, and she did. And when she goes, "You guys figured it out, and I didn't tell you at all." That made me so happy.
Well, I mean, that just, and it's also, she was a good sister.
Oh yeah,
You know, that's what she said after she was done with it. That's what, I mean, so it does give you a sense of family in the movie. They do build on that. They
Absolutely.
do touch on that, so.
And I think that building, that dynamic. How many kids was it? 5 kids?
6 total with Billy.
Yeah. And each one had a slightly different personality quirk, which I thought was good.
Right.
And then the dynamic of him and the best friend, the Crippy kid. I was
Freddie.
going to call him because I don't know his name.
Freddie.
But I thought that was really good.
That kid is awesome. He was really
He's
good
good
in
in
it.
it.
Yeah, he was really good in it. And
Who did
he
play in
did.
it?
The hypochondriac kid.
Yeah.
The one who had the broken
Inhaler.
arm and the inhaler.
Yeah, he was.
He's like, that's gray water.
Yeah, he was awesome, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, he stole the show also every time he's on the screen. Like, the kid's got charisma.
He had charisma with the Billy kid, and he had charisma with Zachary.
So
Levi.
the montage where he's figuring out his powers, that whole shit was amazing. Whenever he first found out that he had the powers, and they go into the convenience store, and he was like, shoot him in the face. That's the true way to tell. And then just bounce off, and he's like, you're dead. And then,
I was shocked that they did that.
That was fucking badass.
There were so many things they did where I'm like, oh, there's a kid somewhere who's going to emulate that. But then I'm like, no, kids are smarter than that. They won't. And I was thinking in the back of my head, but that was fucking hilarious.
Oh, yeah, dude. So good.
Did the comedy hit in this movie?
Yeah.
Yes.
You felt like...
So this felt like they took the beats from the original Marvel movies. You know what I'm saying? So they hit those comedic beats where you needed them. They hit the dramatic beats where they needed them. They had the superhero arc. But I say definitely that for the most part, the comic moments worked.
This movie is a stark contrast to the Batman and Superman
The
universe,
Snyderverse.
yes, that has been established. I guess if you go through the progression, Aquaman feels a lot more like that.
Well, they were trying to do that with Justice League also.
And I guess if that was the transition point, I guess it worked.
Well, Wonder Woman had some comedic beats
Wonder
to
Woman
it
is
also.
a great
So I
fucking
guess
movie.
that's where it really started. Patty Jenkins is the one who kind of...
Switched it over to
Yeah.
be like, we can have these, we can more Marvelize this.
Right.
But I felt like this movie took it to a new level. Like, it was a action comedy comic book movie.
Yeah, I will gotta say, I put this on like the same tier as Thor Ragnarok.
And
Oh, really?
funniness?
Yeah. All right.
And funniness, because Thor Ragnarok, it had great action and it was fucking funny.
Yeah.
Like, I know for excluding the Guardians, Thor Ragnarok's one of the funniest Marvel movies that you got.
I will agree with you on the action part.
yeah, I'm going to say Thor to me is funnier.
Way funnier. There's so much more going on. Action, though.
You got to think about Korg and everything else. And fucking
Oh, yeah. Just little things. Little
This
things.
was in the same tier. I'm not gonna put because like Marvel and
I
DC.
get what you're saying.
It's
though.
like the Thor Ragnarok of the DC universe.
I would agree with that. And I will also say I agree with the action. The action in this movie was fun to watch.
Oh, yeah.
And it actually made flying seem like something interesting.
I was just thinking that too. I was like, shit, they really did go with the fucking flying scenes.
Yeah,
and
it
you
made-
never see that.
There was a promise that was made with The Matrix 3. And The Matrix 3 isn't a great movie, but at the end there's fighting, and they're fighting in the air, and literally fist fighting between him and Agent Smith. I remember thinking, that's what Superman should look like. And we've never gotten that until this movie. That's what Superman should look like when he's fighting.
Right.
There should be moments where he's staring at the villain, and they're having a dialogue, even though it was a funny dialogue.
Yeah, so
And there's risk to being in the air, too.
Man of Steel kind of tried tackling that at
They
the end
did,
with the
but-
big fight with Zod, but I think it was too fast-paced, and it was just mostly them flying into each other and then knocking each other through buildings, whereas this one had the close-ups where they're struggling while they're fighting and whatnot.
And just the moment of staring at your villain, and villain staring at the hero, and that giant building surrounding them, and the nighttime, like, I thought that looked so fucking cool.
It was a great shot, man.
How about the mother of the family? I have to mention this because...
Well, I think I know how you feel about this one.
Oh, my God.
Oh, man.
She was
Foster
sad.
me, foster me.
Oh, my God, I couldn't stand it. Like the second she showed up, I was like, them titties are big. And then every time she showed up, they were showed off a little bit, and I was like, oh, goddamn.
Showing off.
And Javi could not stop laughing at my reaction to the boobalicious.
Yeah. Oh, so Jesus, Javi.
They were
Good
beautiful.
Yeah, then you like do this thing where you elbow me, like.
Yeah, just see the titties.
Whoa, what kind of elbowing was that?
Yeah, Dutch rudder, baby, Dutch rudder.
He's
That's
just feeding
right.
some birds.
The storyline of Billy is he does not want to be part of this foster family.
Foster family?
Foster family. Did I say Foster family?
No, you said Foster.
Australian
The
family.
Foster family. He wants to find his mother, who abandoned him, and he doesn't realize that. He thinks she just lost him.
She abandoned her child.
And eventually he finds her, and they
Bastard
have
in a basket.
they have a very weird interaction where she's obviously in an abusive relationship and getting smacked around by...
Oh, she's in a relation hit.
Nicely done.
Yes.
I want to talk about the final scene in the movie. The giant action scene. The foster family has been following him around for a little while, kind of protecting him. And
Well,
I'm like...
hold on. So they pieced it together that it's him because his interaction with the oldest
Freddie.
lady. No, the oldest foster
Mary,
family.
Mary.
Yeah.
Right, because he saves her from the most dangerous bulldozer I've ever
Right.
seen in
Just
the history.
plowing through
It
a
literally
fucking...
looked like
Wait, everybody out of my way. I'm driving.
it turned into maximum overdrive.
How
for a
did she
second,
not
'cause it was-
hear that? Or she was like walking anyway.
She
It's
didn't
like it
have
doesn't-
headphones in or anything. She's just looking at her transcript or whatever she was looking
Oh,
at.
yeah.
And then this bulldozer comes out of nowhere just trying to murder her. And he saves her. And then he has this weird interaction where he basically says, hey, I'm Billy. You
Pretty
can't
much,
tell.
yeah. It, like, he knows everything about her.
Every hint that he could
Yeah.
possibly drop. So anyhow, later, he comes home. The foster family's yelling at him, which I'm just like, that's not your kid. Why are you yelling at him? All right.
They see him on TV
Yeah.
talking to Freddie.
And then the boobalicious is up there not yelling, but you know,
Yeah.
she could have yelled at me.
He's like, you look
Oh,
geeks.
God. And so anyhow, they put together that he is Shazam, which, all right, I'll buy it. Movie logic, whatever.
They see the way that they're interacting on television.
They said
The way
like
that she
America.
said it also. She said that's the way that they were talking whenever they're talking about the superhero. Plus,
One of
this
these
mother...
days, Shazam.
Plus, this motherfucker just saved me and knows everything about me.
Right.
I like her odds right now.
Yeah, she's
so.
not gonna. So the family, he gets pulled into the lair, I guess that's what we'll call it, the Shazam
Yes.
hideout. And the family comes in and saves him basically by throwing a stapler at the bad guy. Oh, no, it was the Batarang. My bad.
Fuck yeah!
Yeah, fucking
Motherfucking
Batarang,
Batarang! Fuck you, bitch!
And so the foster family is like next to him the entire time from there on in. I'm like, man, that's cool that they're there, but like, he doesn't need a cheerleading squad. It wasn't for a cheerleading squad. These motherfuckers get turned into Shazams also. I was like, shit, yeah! I did not see that coming. Did you guys see that coming?
No.
Did you have an inkling that that was going to happen?
I was thinking maybe in the next movies. Honestly, I didn't think we were going to see it in this one,
But
but I
honest-
already knew that it was already building towards that because I knew that Freddy becomes, which I believe is actually the real Power Boy. I think that's his name whenever he turns into his Shazam form.
I know nothing about
I'm not
Shazam.
sure, but Shazam family has been a thing for a while, and I knew that it was going to build towards that, like in the second one. But at the end, just seeing it, I was like, holy
Oh,
shit,
yeah, dude.
the whole damn Shazamly's
And they
there.
all had the weird Power Ranger Alpha 5 fucking lightning.
They look
going on
fucking
them.
dope too, though.
Yeah.
They look great.
And-
I like the suits. I really do.
And they even made a joke on the suit in the movie, which I
Yeah.
thought was hilarious. But for some reason, the suit works. You can tell it's a beefed up muscle suit. You know what? For something about it, just works.
Yeah,
I don't know
it
what
really
it
does.
is. And it's cartoony and weird looking.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is because it's so ridiculous.
Well, there's moments where you look at it and you're like, holy shit, it kind of actually really looks like real muscle.
Oh, yeah.
And then you'll see like just glimpse where it's like you can see an outline of like a pad or something
Yeah.
almost. So
And you're just like, okay, it's ridiculous, but it works within
It
the
really
logic of
does.
the
Like,
movie.
I honestly thought he was going to, like, build together a team that was going to sit in all those chairs that I saw at the beginning.
Well, that's the thing is...
He did.
He
didn't realize it.
I did not see that coming from a mile away.
That's why that twist kind of like...
and I like the callback. It goes back because it's just, if you hear it like that, it's right out of your mind, but he goes and sees the original wizard, or he has the flashback of seeing the original Wizards of Shazam, and he tells them, these are the thrones for our brothers and sisters.
Right.
It's like, okay.
And it was fucking great.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe they did that. And they each have, they still have their childlike personalities.
Oh,
dude.
I
was like, this is awesome.
It's amazing.
Do they each have the powers of Shazam, or do they each have, one aspect of Shazam's powers?
I think they all have Shazam's powers, but they're not as great as Shazam's.
Regardless.
They still have powers.
Fucking great,
The motherfucker was able to stop a goddamn Ferris wheel
By the
from
way,
falling
Adam
over.
Brody
Adam Brody
Freddy's
nailed it.
Was fucking perfect.
So believable.
Because they kind of look alike.
And
Nerdy.
he acted just like the fucking kid.
Nerdy. That's what I liked about it.
Yeah.
And I like how the little girl turned, she was hilarious. The adult version of her was still
oh my god,
the
Megan
fucking
Good.
show.
I fucking love Megan Good.
So, you know what? You kind of stepped out at a really bad time because the scene was actually pretty touching, I think.
Well,
at the
Javi...
at the cafeteria.
Well, even before that, the family thing at the end, I saw you cry, bitch. Don't act like you didn't.
I was busy laughing.
No, you were crying. I saw it. You wiped a tear.
I don't cry that easy.
Okay, you wiped a tear. I saw at least one tear.
So,
laughter.
Okay, so tell me about this cafeteria scene where Javi cried.
Okay. Freddy's walking in. He goes to sit down at lunch.
He's hobbling.
And everybody gets...
Now, earlier in the movie, he had said, tomorrow he'll be here. They were calling the Red Cyclone or something like that.
He called him fucking... God damn.
It was Red Cyclone,
And
Lightning
something
Finger,
Zap.
Sparkle. They never called him by his name, Shazam.
No, never.
Because if Billy said Shazam, boom, he turned into him or turned out of him. And the bullies, and he's like, oh yeah, and then Superman's going to show up next to him.
Right.
So what happens at the end?
So, Freddy hobbles in, as Javi so rudely said.
Hobbling Javi.
As he was crying.
Sits down. Kids get up from the school table, or from the lunch table, and leave Freddy alone. While his foster family comes and sits down with them. Everybody besides Billy. And he's like, what are y'all doing here? Y'all have lunch at different periods. She's like, yeah, we made a special exception for today. And then Shazam walks in. He's like, hey, where's my good friend?
Where's
Freddy? This guy taught me everything I know about being a dope superhero.
Shit.
Oh, it's so good.
And
He
then
sits down. He's like, he's the coolest fucking kid. He's also my best friend in the whole wide world.
And then he goes, I hope you don't mind, I brought another friend with me.
Yeah. And then everybody turns and looks, and you see the Superman ass and the whole suit. You don't see his head.
No.
But you don't see the head. Because Henry Cavill said he did not want to do the cameo, so fuck that shit. But it sold it. It sold it, though.
Yeah.
You're saying they sold it.
Oh, yeah. It was great.
All right, cool.
It really was
Were you guys
good.
expecting that? Because I was expecting it.
I read the spoilers.
Yeah, so that's what I was like.
That completely got me surprised.
Speaking of spoilers, how about those post-credit scenes?
Oh my fucking god, I geeked out so fucking hard.
Did you?
For those post-credits.
I laughed hysterically because I was just like, it's the Caterpillar Man?
Yeah, what the fuck is up with the talking caterpillar?
Oh, not that.
Yeah, what were you talking about?
What post-credit scene?
The actual credits that were
Oh,
animated.
yeah, that was fucking
that
dope. That was badass.
Cool. But wherever they have Mark Strong,
I had a hard time not
and
laughing.
then he's overacting like a son of a bitch. He's like, and then you just hear Caterpillar Man, I'm coming to get you. And they pan over, and it's the guy from Alice in Wonderland, just like, we're gonna get him. See,
I
this guy. See,
I like the fact that it sounded like it was coming from a speaker, but it's coming from like a giant caterpillar on a windowsill. But I'm a total mess. What the fuck is this? Yeah.
I was just like,
a
what?
walkie-talkie. How old are you?
Nice. Did you see what he did?
Yes, I did.
Nice. Yeah, I was just like, literally, I was just like, that's weird. But you know what?
It worked.
Fuck it. Go weird like that in the sequel. Take us there, because I enjoyed this movie. My whole perspective, I wasn't like, this could be the greatest movie ever. I was like, I just want to go see a fun fucking movie.
It looked like fun from the get-go.
Exactly.
I've been kind of excited about it, and I'm glad that it lived up to whatever small expectations I had of it in my head. Like, whenever it comes in, like, obviously it's not a character that I'm invested in.
And I
wasn't, like, super pumped about it, but, I mean, y'all know how excited I was.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, they got a new Shazam trailer? Like,
yeah. And, I mean, honestly, the fact that the first 20, 30 minutes of it was a slow build with really not a lot of comedy in there. I was laughing because I'm a sick motherfucker. But, and then it hits, and then the comedy beats actually do work. and they're enjoyable. And there's stuff in the trailer where I'm just like, I've seen it. But the other little stuff, I was like, this is fucking fun. The family dynamic worked. The friendship dynamic worked. The fact that I felt like Zachary Levi was a little kid. He was a 14-year-old.
Right, he acted more like a 14-year-old than
the 14-year-old.
The 14-year-old.
Yeah, like, I totally bought that.
And that should have been the way it is for, like, all the older Shazam actually act like the age that they were supposed to be.
Except
did. That disconnect between Zachary Levi and the actual kid.
Yeah.
It kind of like...
But the rest of the kids, like, I bought that.
All the other ones nailed it.
Yeah. The adult versions of those kids?
The kid who played all the video games.
Yeah.
Hadouken shit. Oh
yeah, and then he's like, fatality.
Yeah.
He started laughing. He's like, I did the voice.
Also, I want to point out that fight at the end, he ends up flying into like a little balloon pop thing, which his mother was playing earlier in the movie.
Yeah.
And the father and the daughter are like scared, and he's like, hold this tiger.
Yeah,
that little girl, she stole that tiger. She had it at the end, right? Did you guys see that?
She didn't win that shit.
He gave it to her, I guess, and it's cool. He saved the day, but she stole that fucking tiger.
So, I mean, that was the prize that he was wanting as a little kid at the same balloon
pop
thing.
I didn't see that. Oh, shit, that's a good connection.
So, yeah, he was like, Mom, I'm with a tiger. And she's like, this is a better one. You can always find your way home. And he gives him the fucking compass, that fucking bitch.
Dude, I just got chills, though. I didn't know he wanted the tiger. That just broke my heart a little bit.
So that was the straw that broke
I thought that was really cool.
That's why you were crying like a bitch.
Oh, my God.
I thought it was cool that the final scene ended there where he was lost as a child also. He was lost at the balloon stand.
Yeah, how they played that in.
Yeah.
But I didn't know
so
that.
That's where and that's where he regains his fucking... That's where he fucking...
Gets his
knows what he
confidence.
needs to do. His sense of confidence. His sense of what what's right and what's wrong.
Can I also just point out that last scene also had like had the biggest dick move, and that was when that fucking Sin like threw off the Shazam.
Envy
threw off. No, I think it was Gluttony. So threw the fat kid Shazam away. Walk away from the first one. Look back at it. Look at the Shazam. And it's like, I think I'm gonna just knock this over, and just like all his effort could be for nothing. To me, that was like the biggest dick move.
Well, bro, that's what bad guys do.
I know, but still, he was really like walking away from it.
That's what sins do, man. So stay away from them.
It's all right.
I feel like I just knock it down. I was about to walk away.
Oh, you mean that demon that was just trying to kill and eat everybody? You thought that was a real dick move?
That was a dick move.
When I thought the Venom one was going to eat the little girl, I was so fucking scared. I was just like, don't eat the little girl. Like, she was so cute. I just couldn't get over how adorable
you know
she
that
was.
wasn't going to fucking happen,
But he gave it up pretty quick. He's like, don't eat her. He's like, all right.
Speaking of the Venom one, I liked the tentacle tongue. That was cool. Yeah. Like a fucking octopus tongue.
Like I said, I would have liked it if they looked a little bit different, but I kind of got where they were going for. They're demons, I guess. Yeah. It would have been cool if they had more color to them, I guess. I don't know.
It's like
they look like Zool, but they look like Vince Clortho, but not good.
Mixed
but
together.
At the same time, I was enjoying this movie so much I didn't mind. Anything else you guys liked about the movie you want to point out? I want to go back to the foster mother smoking hot rack. Oh my god, them titties were out. That was my.
Do you see this this character, this iteration of Shazam playing well with the rest of the DC other?
I don't know if this is lightning in a bottle or not. I don't know if they
lightning in a bottle.
Yeah,
that's the title for Zam too.
But I don't know if they can do this again. I don't know if they can capture the fun of this movie again. I really would be shocked if they
I think they can. I think if they go with the Green Lantern Corps next, do like a kind of similar feel to that. There's ways to do it. They have plenty of reference materials, plenty of great Green Lantern stories.
Were there any Easter eggs in this movie that alluded to other superheroes besides Superman?
Probably, but we probably just didn't pick up on them. I'm not a huge DC fan. So.
Do we see him playing with the Justice League if they make a Justice League 2? Do you see Shazam being part of that
Definitely.
group?
You sure he would fit in?
I think he should be the fucking new face of the DCEU.
Might be.
That's a good idea right there.
I think the fact that it was kind of a callback to a single superhero movie with a couple of things going, okay, this is connected to the universe. In there is cool, but I don't know how it's going to fit into the larger scheme of it. But at the same time, I don't care because as a standalone movie, I enjoy it.
See, yeah, that's another thing. Them incorporating the other movies. These are events that actually happened. He's like, "Do you remember whenever Superman died?" And he's like, "Yeah," and he showed him the fucking shit. And
he had the bullet.
One of the bullets. Yeah, had the fucking batarang. I think that's really cool. So
and the fact that he had licensed merchandise also cracked me.
Right, all of the kids did. Yeah. I saw a Batman backpack.
The little kid playing with Batman fighting Superman, and then he sees Shazam and he drops him like, oh, okay.
I got a better superhero.
That's pretty fucking meta right there.
Yeah, no, I think that it can all actually end up tying together.
I think it's a long
They just have to do it right, obviously.
I don't know how they will because
they
they're
still
such
got
different
Joss.
vibes, but... Oh yeah, is he still on their side?
I think so.
No, because they canceled his Catwoman movie
Batgirl.
after all that shit
he was
came
doing
out that he
Batgirl.
was a little bit. Oh yeah,
Batgirl.
After all this stuff came out about him being kind of a creeper, they canceled his shit.
Are you Josh Whedon too?
Oh yeah, dude, he was a big
I didn't
time.
hear about that.
Oh yeah, he was fucking around with his wife and like doing casting couch shit and stuff like that.
But he didn't rape anybody, right?
Well, I mean, it was probably consensual. I've seen a lot of casting couch videos. It seems consensual until they put it in their ass.
I think it's consensual at that point. They signed a contract on
Yeah,
those videos.
yeah. It says
They knew.
anal right there in the
Yeah.
bottom. Other than that, anything else you guys want to add about Shazam?
Go
Way better
watch
than
it.
Captain Marvel. Way better than Captain Marvel. This is the original Captain Marvel. Fuck you, Captain Marvel. You're terrible. You are human tennis elbow.
Well, we're going to find out soon.
Yeah, I agree with what Javi said, honestly. Not so harshly. Go watch Shazam. That fucking movie is the shit.
It was
It's
weird
the
to see.
shit.
It was weird to see Captain Marvel and Shazam next to each other on the little marquee
Right.
thing, and then just be like, "Haha, this one's Captain Marvel."
One of these is not like the other.
I mean, but we're
The
gonna
other
find
one
out.
is a hit.
We're all gonna watch Captain Marvel again because, as we said in our review, somebody got everyone a cam copy.
Did you see my smile just disappear when you said that?
We're gonna see how you feel. Also,
It's not going to change.
you never know.
Javi, do you have hickeys on your neck?
You
Yeah.
whore, hobby whore, whorish. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyhow, this has been Duck, and I have been here with
Jake.
and
Hickey Hobbs.
Hickey Hobbs, and thank you so much for listening, and please share with your friends.
Please share.
Join us on
Like,
Facebook
share, and subscribe.
at We Are Air on our Facebook page.
We Are Air.
And also,
Also, Stitcher, iTunes, if someone would update our iTunes library.
yeah, thanks for listening, and fuck Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Yeah, send for Captain Marvel.
It's Shazam!
And there it is. Thank you so much for checking out the podcast today. If you have enjoyed it, please do not forget, share with your friends. That is how we grow the network. And if this is your first time listening, head over to your favorite podcast app, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, iTunes, and give We Are Podcast a like. And if you've enjoyed this podcast, you're going to love the other podcast here on the We Are Podcast Network. We have We Are Bagu, a video game podcast featuring me and Dr. Ethan Eastwood. That's where we talk Atari to Steam and everything in between. Don't forget, Heroes Gyros, a Dungeons and Distraction side quest. Me and the boys were sitting down, we're playing some D&D, we're having so much fun. You can go and start that from the beginning of the journey, Season 1, Episode 1. You're going to love it all the way through. And finally, I Hate Being Sober. Personal stories from epic people. I'm going to sit down with some of the most epic people I've ever met in this world, and we're going to talk about their life, we're going to talk about their trials and tribulations, and we're just going to talk about their journey this far. Head on over to our social media. All links can be found in the description. You can find us at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at /WeArePodcast. Also, head over to the Facebook group, We Are Air. We would love to see you in that group. And don't forget, if you've enjoyed the podcast today, share it with your friends. That's the only way we can grow this network. With that said, do not forget, support local comedy in any way that you can. We really do appreciate it. We'll see you next time.